Hello, hello, everybody. Kiri, relationship coach for moms here. And I am so excited to bring you this training today. So excited that I'm standing up and I will be animated and I'm just really excited to share this one with you. And before I get into today's topic, I just want to do a little disclaimer that I am going to invite you at the end into what I'm working on at the moment. And I invite you to step in and join me on this adventure. But before we get into that, we are going to talk about transformation. How do you transform your relationship? And before I tell you how, I am going to tell you about the transformation that I made inside of my marriage. And some of you may have heard parts of this and some of you haven't. So it's going to be a good one. All right. So let's strap in because I don't really like to muck around. I like to get straight to it. And I've got some notes in front of me so that I don't forget little bits and pieces. And I'd love for you to say that you're here and even ask a question. What are you hoping to get out of this? What would you like to transform inside of your relationship? Okay, so I want to take you through a bit of a journey. Now, before I was able to transform my relationship, I was in a pretty dark place. So I was pregnant with baby number 2, and this is what I was doing, okay? I had decision fatigue. I couldn't decide about anything. I expected a great deal from my husband. I wanted, he had to come home and cook because I couldn't make decisions about what we were going to feed the kids. I was miserable. I was a giant. I was in a lot of pain through the pregnancy. I also had a fractured ankle during the pregnancy. So that didn't help to my general demeanor. I expected him to listen to me complain about everything, life, the kids, all the things I had to do. I was resentful that he could leave the house whenever he wanted to, and I was stuck at home. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go anywhere. Not really, or I didn't think that I could. I was complaining about life and the kids, and basically I would send him text messages throughout the day. Anytime he called, I would say, I'm tired. I feel miserable, like same thing over and over and over again, right? I would only ever text him about how hard the kids were being, how I needed a break, blah, 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 right? There wasn't anything positive coming my way, even though there were positive moments. Like it wasn't all doom and gloom every single day, but as far as he was concerned, it was. We were having arguments over the little things. Big one was always the dishwasher. My husband reminded me just the other day that we had a massive argument over a parking spot when we were on holiday when I was first pregnant. So, you know, those hormones and things are super fun. But I have since learned a lot of tools to help with that. But we had a lot of arguments and they took a while to resolve, and they happened frequently. We spent little to no quality time together. We would spend a lot of time sitting on the couch in front of the TV, largely on our own devices, scrolling, escaping from our reality without engaging with each other. We didn't share what was going on. I know that at this stage, I felt really uncomfortable sharing with him because it would cause, he would feel blamed. I would feel like I couldn't get across what I was trying to say. There was a lot of miscommunication, lots of hurt feelings, just lots of big emotions would happen. So I wasn't saying what was on my mind, and neither was he. So there was a lot of building up of different issues, resentment, all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of blame. He felt like our relationship challenges were my fault. I felt like they were his fault. There was no taking accountability, no taking responsibility, no moving forward, really. We were both like stuck in our stubbornness and unable to move forward. I didn't feel understood. I felt first of all, as a pregnant woman, how could he possibly understand? So I was doing a lot of talking to my friends. I wasn't talking to him. And then when my son was born, again, we had a lot of, he was colicky. There was lots of issues with that. He was basically clung to me for the first 6 months of his life. And so the challenges that came with that on top of everything. And how could he possibly understand all of this, right? So the only people that could obviously understand or that I was willing to listen to were friends, books, anyone but him, basically. And I felt very alone because whenever I did try and say something, he would either try and fix it or he just didn't get it. And I'm sure that you ladies watching, yes, Jamie, it is very familiar because we all go through this kind of similar stuff. And the other thing that I was doing is I would tell him, yeah, he can have sex with me. You can have sex with me. Does that feel inviting to you, anyone? So I would literally say like, yeah, whatever. You need to get off and do your thing, but I'm not really fussed about it. So thank you, but whatever. So anyway, that was not very inviting. And now I'm gonna just come on a journey with me. So it was March 25th, 2019. I was sitting on the couch. A friend had come to collect my older daughter and take her to Play Center. So if you are in New Zealand, you might know what Play Center is. But if you are not, it is a place where it's parent run and you can take your kids and you get to socialize for a bit. So my friend had taken my daughter to Play Center. My son was asleep in his cot. Thank goodness for that. And I was on the couch folding washing. My husband came home early from work. I was unsure why he was home. I was kind of like, oh, this is neat. What are you doing here? And then I could tell by the look on his face. I was like, well, what's wrong? And my heart was starting to pound a bit faster. He knelt next to me on the couch and he said, I did something. And my heart dropped. What do you mean you did something? And he said, I was with someone. and my world kind of froze. Everything stopped. I can feel my body even right now as I tell you, feeling tense. And he was crying, and I was crying. I was like, I don't understand. Like, thinking in my head, like, he hasn't been out at all these hours. He's still here. He's still, how is this even a thing? And he told me more, and he told me why he was telling me this at this moment, because at this moment, it was 3 days after I had been diagnosed with severe postnatal depression. It was the day after our cat died, like, and the day after a friend his friend, in fact, had told us it can't get any worse. So that, my friend, is a phrase I do not ever use anymore, because unfortunately it can get worse, but we have a choice. And the reason I am telling you this today is because after all this came out, I decided that I needed some time to think. And basically the reason why I decided I needed time to think was because I thought that was the thing you were supposed to do. Like, okay, I'm gonna take the kids and I'm gonna leave so that I can process this a little bit. Whew. Now, in that decision, so basically the friend who had said it can't get any worse, I went to his house, his and his wife's house with their kids, and I stayed there for the night, and we all three of us spent the majority of that time crying. So my son, who was 4 months at the time, cried the entire time, and my friend tried to console him because I needed to console the older child and get some sleep. Anyway, it was horrendous. At about 2:00 in the morning, I called my husband and I said, you need to come over here. You need to fix this. And basically, it didn't take long between 2 a.m. and whatever time in the morning was like a more reasonable time. I don't remember exactly what time it was. But I decided that we needed to make this work. Now, I realize that there are some relationships where this is not an easy decision, and perhaps your relationship is a bit different, but I knew that my husband was disappointed in his behavior, that he was clearly remorseful, that he clearly wanted our relationship to work. And I knew that I wasn't going to let one action, one stupid thing get in the way of an amazing marriage. And this is where I talk so much about personal responsibility and having a choice to have the relationship you want. And I also learned that he is not the only person to blame. As you heard at the start of this story, I was doing a lot of things that led to the affair taking place. Did I do I take all the responsibility? No. And nor do I believe you should either. However, the only thing that you can control is yourself. So this is what I talk about, this is what I teach. And now, as you've heard my story, you've heard the before, you've heard about the catalyst, the key moment where things changed. And now I talk so openly about this moment because if this didn't happen, I don't know where we would be today. I don't know if we would still be together. If I hadn't decided to change, if he had never told me, like, I cannot tell you where we would be. So I am grateful to have this giant kick in the ass that our relationship needed to get us to the other side. Now let's talk about what the other side looks like. We talk about everything. Like, it was not easy at first. He did not want to share. He didn't want to tell me all this stuff. He didn't want to hurt me. And now we understand that when we know, then we can fix. If we don't know, how are we going to fix it? We laugh at each other and with each other all the time. I can give you an example from last night, which was pretty hilarious, but I might share that another time because it's, we'll share it another time. We can say what's on our minds without fear of being rejected, without fear of taking things personally and feeling attacked, because we were very much in that place. Like, whenever we would say something, we automatically felt that the other person was trying to attack us, or we understand each other because we have just been on this journey. Like, it's been 4 years. It's been 4 years. Wow. It's been 4 years since it's happened. And it has been a journey. There is no magic. There's no magic pill here, everyone. You have to do the work. But from where we were to where we are now, it is incredible. I can be myself. I can have fun. I can do things for me. My husband understands what I need to feel good, to be less yelly, to be less stressed inside of our home, inside of our lives. So we allow each other time to do that because we understand. So he will encourage me to go and do some creative stuff, go and do a meditation, go for a walk. And I will do the same for him because we can recognize each other's cues now, and we understand because we are so open to talking honestly about all the scary things. And I mean all the scary things, okay? And we have each other's back. We fully support each other. And so this is the same person from 4 years ago. But we have done a great deal of work between then and now to be here. Do we still argue? Yeah. But we bounce back really quickly. We can say things to each other like, why would you say that? You know that that's going to cause me to feel whatever. And even though we still have those, we still revert back to our, what's the word I'm looking for? To our natural, like, to our impulses at times. I will start a fight, I will say something, and then when he gets angry, I'm like, oh, and then I walk away. So we still do that sometimes. But our ability to quickly resolve it is crazy, okay? Do we disagree on things? Yeah. We cannot talk about politics. We cannot talk about immunizations. Like, there are topics that we just don't talk about. And the dishwasher, yes, it is still an issue. But guess what we do now? We know that the dishwasher is a contentious topic. So if my husband's loading the dishwasher, I just stay away. And if I'm doing the dishwasher, he just stays away. Because if we're like both doing it, then we will have an argument about where the things go. I will move something, he will take it personally. Like, these things still happen. But we understand each other. And even better, we can laugh about it. We don't have to argue anymore. We can give each other shit. Which is a big deal, right? Because that's what you want. Why did you choose your partner to begin with? What was it that led you to each other in the first place? And how can you find your way back to that? That is the goal, okay? But not only find your way back, to have it even better. Because I can tell you, we have been together like 14 years. Married for 7. Okay? We have a better relationship now than we have ever had. Okay? And I bring that down to the tools, the processes that we learned by going through the shitstorm that I told you about. Because that shitstorm really, like, I'm getting goosebumps, like, really hit home. Because it could have easily destroyed us. Could have easily given up. Because giving up is the easy option. Like, how often do you feel that, actually, if I didn't have to clean up for him or cook for him or whatever, would it actually be easier? And the truth is, it might just be. It might just be easier. But is it what you want? And so that is the question. What do you want? And what are you willing to do to get the result that you want? And so that is really what I help women do. I want you to have what you want. And if that is to find your way back to your partner, to have your best friend back, because I guarantee that you wouldn't have married this person unless you really liked them, right? And so what did you like about them? And then these little kids come along and they steal all your time and they steal all your attention and they cling to you because you are their safe place. And that is perfectly okay. Like, I love my kids, but I want my husband around. I want him involved. I want to laugh with him. I want to prioritize time with him. So those are the things we talk about. And another question, do we forget to prioritize each other? Yeah. Because we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. We do the best we can with the tools we've got, with what we've got to give. Some days are better than others. But from the person who was like, yeah, you can have sex with me if you want to actually like wanting to be with him. And actually, now I think, man, do we have too much sex? True story. This is what goes on in my mind. Like, am I setting an unattainable expectation by having to? Who's telling me these things? I don't even know. But that is the reality of my relationship now. And I really want that for you because it's pretty great. Okay? So if any of this resonates with you and you want to go from feeling frustrated, unsupported, undervalued, unloved, annoyed, like your husband is just another kid you have to pick up after, to actually feeling connected, supported, valued, like a team, like your best friends again, all those things, then comment Academy, because you may or may not have seen that I am currently launching the Relationship Revival Academy. Now, this is a membership that I'm doing, and the reason I'm doing it as a membership is to keep it exciting and fresh, and also to make it cost effective, because I want to help moms. I want to help busy moms. I don't want to overburden you with all kinds of crap. I just want to help you get from here to here. Okay? And by teaching you the path that I took to go from what I shared at the start to where I am now. And that is the goal. And inside the Academy, you will learn those tools. And we will also get to have a bit of fun doing some creative stuff together, because I don't know if this is something that you're interested in, but I'm a creative type. I was an art teacher before I became a mom, and I love doing all that stuff, but I don't prioritize it. I struggle to do it when I've got so many other things going on. So to hold myself accountable and to do it with other people, we're going to do it together. Yay! And every month we will have a new topic, a new theme. The first one is going to be focusing on yourself. We start on Monday, May 1st. So right now we're still in the launch phase, which means that you can become a founding member for like insanely discounted rates. Okay, so you can, again, comment Academy if you are interested in joining me inside there. And on Monday, May 1st, the price goes up. So, can you join the Academy at any time? Yes, you can. But I encourage you to join as a founding member, because you get to have your say. And that's really important, because I want you to get the most out of this membership. I don't want it to be a place you sign up for and then you never do anything, because that's like heartbreaking for me and for you. Okay? So by joining as a founding member, you get to participate in what we do. What do we cover? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? What's working? What isn't working? I want it to be a collaborative space. Okay? And I want to offer you the kind of value that you need to go from feeling crappy and resentful and frustrated and unsure of how to communicate and having all these conflicts. I don't want that for you. I want you to have fun. I want you to laugh at yourself and your marriage, even during sex. Okay? That's what I want for you. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I think that is it for today, unless somebody has a question, in which case I will happily answer your question. But until next week, all right? Again, comment Academy if you would like to join me. Oh, you don't have to comment. You can also send me a direct message. Okay? Simply send me a message, say Academy, and I will send you a link. You can find out all the details and all that stuff, okay? So thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure to be here with you today, and you take care. To your relationship success, everybody. Bye-bye.